Widefort welcomes you back, wide friends. Big changes are afoot at the fort. A newly symmetrical courtyard makes its grand debut, but wider changes lay below the surface. The flooded sewers now leave open access to not one, but two new wide flanks, one of which a stairwell leading from the sewer junction room out to the team yard on the right-hand side. And from the opposite side stairs, a new route that leads either to the intel room or to the team yard. And, speaking of the intelligence room, the servers have been ransacked for cover on an open approach. There's also an additional flank to leave more room for more dynamic encounters. Plus, some health and ammo packs will help keep those encounters running. Not to mention, the courtyard side resupply now has two exits to different areas to help alleviate spawn camping. Development is approaching the testing stage, so stay tuned for more wide updates, a wide Steam Workshop upload, and by the blessing of innumerable old, forgotten, and shunned gods, a wide community server. Widefort. More fort, more fun. So, welcome back to another CTF Widefort update showcase. I've been hard at work smoothing out edges, balancing layouts, creating plenty of new movement opportunities, especially underground, and generally polishing this progressively shinier turd. The now larger team yards have the benefit of a sprinkle of cover for attackers and defenders to make use of, as well as a health and ammo pack at the top of the ramp. In the center yard, each side now matches the other, with an additional crossing option near the fence. The open attacking side has only light cover, with a raised platform that has plenty of health and ammo if you're willing to stick your neck out for it. To cross over the channel, a short hop will take you over to the base of the defending side's flank. The sewers have drawn a lot of attention after my last big video, and I've been putting a fair amount of thought into what I do with them. To address probably the most commonly mentioned point from my last video, the sewers will remain flooded, though less so than earlier iterations. Advancing through the pipes is swimming level, but the junction room remains at wading level deep. Since the sewers now lead to two additional routes, the increased usefulness is balanced slightly by the brief water hazard in accessing these routes. One of the two routes is this stairwell that leads up to the courtyard and underneath the new spawn drop door. The other circles back behind the top of left sewers and comes out close to the defending spawn's drop down and a new staircase to the intel room. Speaking of intel, the servers have gone down. Take cover behind the reels as you make your approach for the intel, then pick a route and make your escape. One new route that may make an easier approach than an exit is through the server room, and, subsequently past that, the renovated bottom resupply room, now an electrical with some medium health and ammo packs. Now, with the changes that I have made, there is still more work in store, so here are my next set of plans for this map. First of all, I need to replicate all of the work I've done on Red's Underground over to Blue Side. I may tweak the layout a little bit depending on feedback from this video and from my previous silent work in progresses, but the broad strokes I'm fairly happy with and don't want to get too caught up in nitpicking little details before I really get the chance to test things better. But before testing, I will need to check the DX levels and collision for all the miscellaneous props around the map. Once that fine-tooth comb work is done, the map will be in what I consider to be a beta test state. Once the map is test ready, there will be a beta upload on the Steam Workshop, and I will be planning a testing server. Though I expect the server may take longer than the workshop upload. As mentioned in my previous major update video, map making is a pretty recent hobby of mine, and so there'll be a bit of a learning curve in managing a community server. More concrete updates on the server will most likely accompany the Steam Workshop release, though a community server would likely come alongside a Discord server where we can talk Widefort and easily report bugs or other suggestions. I'll most likely use that time as well to work on finishing the areas outside of the map, since I used a lot of the external decorative areas to make a lot of the new play space for Widefort. On the topic of a server, I am curious if people would be willing to support a Patreon to help cover server hosting costs, and what rewards people would like to see as part of that. I don't plan on putting any hypothetical server behind a paywall, but I am only one person doing this as a hobby, so I don't plan on making any promises that I don't feel really comfortable with in regards to a community server. Once again, if you have stuck through this long, I express my sincerest condolences for your obvious madness, but your attention is greatly appreciated. The fact that this project has earned such a lively response has been a serious boon to my motivation, and I would not have gotten Widefort to where it is without the continued and enthusiastic support of everyone who watches, likes, or takes the time to leave a kind comment. I continue to sit in awe of how many people have given this map a warm reaction. Wide things are to come in this fort. Subscribe for Widefort updates coming soon. Thanks, y'all, and peace out. On the topic of the server, I am curious if people would be willing to support a Patreon to help cover server hosting costs and what rewards people might like to be seen. See what rewards ye be like to see on your Patreon. I be asking for your booty and I need suggestions.